Are you trying to figure out how to get things done? Are you trying to look for knowledge that can actually help you do something, be better at what you do? Hi, I'm Joyce Mbaya, founder of Zydii, where we provide affordable online courses for Africa. This is the place for you, the Zydii podcast, where we have inspiring conversations with amazing people. And the ultimate goal is to help you know more so you can do more. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Know More, Do More podcast. I'll be your host for this week. I'm Kevin Kabingu, content team lead at Zydii. And today I'm coming to you straight from Achili, Nairobi. I hope that I'll bring you warm news, warm information if you're listening to this on this month when it's still chilly. But if it's another time, just ignore all this and just go straight to what we'll be talking about. Today, I'm joined by a very interesting individual. Met him once. He felt very stoic to me, very calm, collected, very stoic, very intimidating. And I'll give a brief introduction from what his LinkedIn is, and then he'll tell us if it's correct or people have been adding things to what he really is. His name is Edgar Andagalu. He is a digital financial services expert with over 12 years of work experience in leading implementation of innovative solutions across various sectors and markets within sub-Saharan Africa. Prior to venturing into digital financial services, he worked in the marketing communication industries for 6 years, accumulating over 17 years in work experience in total. His bio is long, but I think I'll just do that intro first and let him also add on to that and tell us if it's correct or it's wrong. Or what's happened after this bio was written. Karibu, Edgar.
Thank you very much. Actually, I realized that today is I started working 21 years ago today.
That's a whole adult.
it's just hit me. I've been out here, in the trenches for 21 years.
21 years, that's a long time. See, we're still at our 3-4 years. I'm pretty sure that comes with a lot of experience.
Yes, it's been an interesting journey for me. So I need to celebrate that at some point in the day.
Yeah. You have to,
Yeah. So the profile is pretty much what it says. I've been, as you said, 21 years ago, I actually started working in a PR firm. Then moved on into the production side of advertising before venturing into sales. And so I joined the digital bug bit me sometime in 2007 when I joined the M-Pesa team. So I was in that initial team that rolled out the service in the country. Then I've been into banking, lived and worked in Nigeria, covered a couple of countries. Actually, at some point, I was covering almost 33 countries in Africa. And then moved into consulting. So I've been in the consulting space since 2016. Incidentally, since August 2016. So this is a big month, and it's also my birthday month. So I think a lot of things happened to me in August.
So I think we can clearly say that August is your lucky month.
August is my month.
Yeah, and also elections is happening in August. Yeah. And I can see your resume is very extensive. And maybe question to ask. One, maybe on the M-Pesa team, there's usually this myth that it was some guy who came in to M-Pesa and he was mugged at the door and it was taken from him. So would you kind of demystify that? And also, as you answered, that was like the lighter question. The other one is, what happened during that time in Safaricom as you were working on the M-Pesa team that catapulted you to this other stuff that you later on went on to doing?
Well, the history of M-Pesa, at least, it's been shared out there. There's no one who's mugged at the door, that's for sure. And it was actually created through the support of what was then known as the DFID, and the objective was to have a way of supporting microfinance transactions. So it was supposed actually for microfinance loan repayments. That's what M-Pesa was built for. But then, during the test runs, there emerged a very huge, use case for P2P transfers. So what was on paper and what was launched were two different things. And the thing that then what jumped out for me on that was that it is important to do what the customer needs, not to be fixated on what you think the customer needs. So that was a big lesson on the M-Pesa side of things. But then at a personal note, you have to look at that. It was coming from an advertising background, a marketing background. Mm-hmm. And so I was getting into field sales, and there was also, interacting with technology, things that I had not done deeply before. But I loved the impact that M-Pesa had on the market. The fact that it sorted out people's issues. I'm one of those that used to send money shags by sending a random magazine through a bus courier service. And inside the magazine pages, there would be some cash. Yeah. So it was one of those. So the fact that it could be done on phone, that was a game changer. And I immersed myself into it. I got to love the whole concept of mobile money, and I decided to just dive deep into it. And as they say, the rest is history.
Interesting. So you had no prior training in anything tech?
No. I've never I cannot code to save my life. I'm not a techie. A lot of people that I interact with, especially in my line of consultancy, think I'm a techie. But I am not. I just appreciate technology enough to be able to work through, customer propositions.
So on your side, so it's mostly the planning and strategy on how to develop these things is where your strength lies in.
That's where my strength lies in. The strategy part. I always ask everybody one question is that, what problem are we solving? If we can answer that, then, we can build a strategy out of that. So it's the one question that, cutting across, looking at, all my interactions, is the one question that everybody needs to answer before getting into, it's not defined really, your transformation journey. What problem are you solving?
Oh, okay. Great. I think you're already even touching on my next question, which is, So what is a digital financial service consultant?
So we essentially help organizations that would like to use digital system for business transactions, for cash transactions, understand the journeys, the user journeys, understand what needs to be looked out for in the back end, the back office operations, and then churning out products or services in the market that then help them achieve their goals. So what we do really is look at the customer, see what the customer journey is like in as far as consuming transactions at business, be it in the bank, be it in an insurance company, be it in a retail outlet, and then apply technology to those user journeys, and ensuring that the business in the back end is also adequately supported. So looking at the customer, looking at the technology, looking at the process. So that's, in a nutshell, what the job entails.
Mm. And what is the the misconception people have about digital transformation? And when do they know? And how can I know if I have a business, I'm ready to take the next step and start doing some digital transformation?
I think one is one of the biggest issues I've seen is that people believe that customers care about their technology, and the truth is that they don't. So you'll find people spending a lot of time, trying to come up with this very swanky platform that customers may not necessarily care about. The second thing is that, you probably your biggest indicator that you need to transform is if you're taking long to service a customer need that can be done on self-service by the customer, and you have the potential of servicing more customers if they do it on their own, compared to serving them in person. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So take a bank. If customers come to you to ask you what's the balance in the account, you don't need a customer to come and do that.
Yeah.
Okay, they need to go out and do it from a different place. It does not generate you an extra income, and you're taking long to serve one customer. So it's a source of a queue.
Yeah.
If I then move on and say, take a restaurant, okay? If most of your customers come for takeaway service, okay, if you look at your queue, because there are those who would like to have a sit down in a restaurant, and there are those who would like to carry.
Yeah.
If most of your customers are carrying food away, you need to change. There's something you need to do. You need to plug into a digital platform. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a question of looking at what is your customer behavior, what is building up your queues, what are things that you can do quickly in order to move to in order to serve a larger number of customers. So that's what it takes really to do that. And when you talk about again misconceptions, I would add also that you don't have to build your technology. Okay, if there's a platform that exists that can serve you, you're better off plugging in there as opposed to trying to build your own platform. So if I take the example of the restaurant example, as a restaurant, you have got then the choice to say, do I build my own platform, or do I plug into the existing food delivery services?
Yeah, the Uber
and and I'm sure you've seen in the market that of one particular startup that trying to do everything on their own, and they are no longer in the market.
Yeah. Recently, yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's an interesting take, especially the part about I like what you said about people not getting attached to, like, we think our platform and whatever we're creating is what the customer needs. We should always look at how the customer is behaving. What are the pain points which we think that can be sorted by having these digital tools. And I think it's just people in their businesses opening their minds up to adopting all these digital tools that are available to them. I think the other question, you have actually answered it in a lot of what you've already said. So maybe, because I didn't want the podcast to go too long, we can go to your course on Zydii and maybe explain to the people listening what essentially was the breakdown and your thought process in what you wanted to teach anyone who's going to take the course on the platform.
Yeah, so the basic message is that you cannot shortchange the process. Let me put it that way. Going digital, because it's a lot of companies would like to go digital. A lot of businesses would like to go digital. One, it's inevitable, considering that a lot of guys are going online, considering that more and more smartphones are getting into the hands of customers, and there are a lot of data plans that are going out. If you look at in the country alone, would you imagine that there are possibly almost 200 internet service providers operating in this country?
200?
Yes, licensed. So there's a lot of action happening. So it is inevitable that digital platforms are the way to go in terms of servicing customer needs. However, you cannot shortchange the process. You cannot. There are assumptions that you cannot simply make. That as we've discussed, that what you're trying to put out there is what the customer needs. Yeah. So the essence of the course is to make sure that you go through the process. Okay, it may take you a week, a day, 3 months, a year to complete the process, but you have to go through the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't shortchange it, and trying to shortchange the process will end up being expensive for the business, and you may not achieve the results that you need. Yeah. So in a nutshell, that's what I'm bringing through in the course. That you need to understand the process, and you must go through the process.
Yeah, and listeners, it's a very informative course. I've gone through it myself, and it has a lot of important tidbits and nuggets that you can pick up and implement in your business. It talks about the evolution of the customers. He has touched on the podcast, how you develop your strategy to scale to getting your business to the next level. The digital transformation project planning, market engagement, all that is available in the course. We'll be sharing the link to the course on the podcast. You can go there, check it out, and improve your business, get your business to the next level. It's very mind-blowing information out here. So Edgar, I'm very happy that you gave us your time this morning to come on the podcast and give us just a brief of your compressed 17 years of knowledge that you have. This is just a small bit of it, listeners. There's so much more you can find on the course. And maybe Edgar, if the listeners or anyone who wants to, because you're a consultant, who wants to get in touch with you, how can they contact you?
Email is the best, edgar.andagalu@gmail.com. You drop in your needs, your requirements, and I will for sure get back to you.
Okay, that's great. We'll also share his email on the description. So thank you for listening. Hope you got value from my episode. See you next week.
This week's episode has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like and share, comment, get involved. Let us know what you think, what you want to learn next, and join us next time.